And what's up, everybody? Back with another roller coaster review. This is the second of the three from Nickelodeon Universe that I'm going to review. And it is their biggest coaster, Spongebob Squarepants Rock Bottom Plunge. Their Gerstlauer Eurofighter that came out in 2008. So I'm very, very excited to ride this ride. I don't know if I'm going to make this the comprehensive Gerstlauer Eurofighter review. Unlike the spinning coasters and a few others like the SLCs, Vekoma SLCs and all of them, I don't know, they do try sometimes differentiate the layouts of them, and the heights and stuff are a little different. So I'm thinking it right now that I'm probably going to give each one that I ride its own individual review. But this was the first Eurofighter that I got to ride, and I got a lot of thoughts on it. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? First off, I want to say good theming. My Fairly Odd Coaster review, I said there really wasn't a whole lot of theming there outside the sign. And there's a really nice sign in front of the ride. I took a picture of it too. It was really, really cool. And there's a bunch of other stuff in the line as well. Like the walls are decorated nice. And there's a cool like bus stop sign to, get the rock bottom type scene feel going on. So that's really, really cool. As far as the ride itself, the vertical lift hill is crazy. This was the second vertical lift hill coaster I've ridden behind Fahrenheit at Hershey Park. And I had forgotten how good a vertical lift hill is. Like, your whole body is just pressed up against the back of the seat and you're looking straight up into the sky. It is just awesome. I guess at this park you're looking up at a ceiling, but you can kind of still see the sky. So I guess it kind of counts. And that really does set up for a good drop. I was very surprised. No seatbelts on this coaster. I was very surprised about that. And then also it's just like you're going up the lift hill and it was a little rickety and whatnot, but then they stop you like at the top. And it does not look like, it's not a very tall coaster compared to other coasters around the world and everything like that. It's pretty small, but looking over it's the tallest ride in the park, and you can look all over the park, and like you're looking straight up, and you're just like, oh shit, we got this big ass drop below us, and it is a great drop. It is. Even though there's only 2 rows, you can't really get that cool like whip off the back, sitting in the back like you can a Maverick or whatever. You still get a really good drop. Even though you kind of like stop at the top, it's not like a drop, like a dive coaster where like you hang, but you like stopped at the top a little bit. It's really, really nice. Really, really good drop. And overall, there's some good pacing on this ride. I think the inversions are really fun. It's the park's only looping coaster, and I think the inversions are really, really cool. I think the slow inversion, kind of like Valraven at Cedar Point, that last inversion on that ride is like this one. That one's really cool. It does not look as slow as it does on the B&M dive coasters, but when you're on that ride, you're there forever, it feels like. And so that's really, really cool. So really, really nice inversions, and even some intense moments too. But the ride overall, it's not very long, but I think it paces well. It gets through the elements really nice. And just overall, really, really fun layout. It makes me really excited to ride more Gerstlauer Eurofighters. They always seem like fun rides from a distance, seeing them on the internet and whatnot, but never gotten to ride one before. But I was definitely kind of that part of it definitely lived up to my expectations. The part that didn't live up to my expectations was how rough this ride was. I got some serious headbanging on this ride, and I was really not expecting that at all. We saw people like banging their heads on the ride as we were watching it from in line, and we were like, oh, it's not gonna be that bad, right? Nope, it's pretty bad. I was like, as soon as we hit the drops, just like this whole time. It is pretty rough, which is a little disappointing seeing it is a Gerstlauer coaster. They're not known for being super rough. And overall, with just how the restraints, they are over the shoulder restraints, and they do cover your head a good amount. So there isn't really a lot of ways to lean forward to avoid it or lean back to avoid it. You're kind of just stuck there, and are just going to have to take it. Like, I put my hands in my head to help try and stabilize it a little bit. They helped a little bit, I guess. And thankfully, it's not that long of a ride, so it doesn't go very long. But I was kind of disappointed with how I get it's an older coaster now. It turned 16 this year, so that's pretty old for a coaster like this. I know it runs year round because it's an indoor park, so it's probably getting more use than if it was just like a seasonal park or whatnot. But still, the roughness was kind of a killer from that. But regardless, I still really enjoyed this ride. Both this coaster and the Fairly Odd Coaster did crack my top 50. I know I'm up to 61 credits now, and this coaster was actually my 60th, which was really, really cool. But I'm up to 61 credits only, so a top 50 again still isn't very impressive, but it got a little bit better with this one. This one cracked, I think. You have to find out in the ranking, but it will crack the top 50. I think the Fairly Odd Coaster will too. I still have to finalize my rankings and whatnot. So we'll see in that review, not review, but that video a couple months down the line. But overall, this is still a really fun ride. I think if you're at Nickelodeon Universe or even just at the Mall of America and you just are looking for something to do and you don't really want to ride anything else, I think out of all of the rides, you should definitely do this one because I think it is worth just like, I think it's like a few bucks for a few, like enough points to ride the ride. It's definitely worth it. I would say it is, just for the experience. So there you go. But that's going to do it for this review. I'm going to have to give it a 7. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I would give it more if it wasn't so rough. It would definitely be an 8, maybe even 8.5 if it wasn't so rough. So I have to knock it down to a 7 for that reason. But I still very much enjoyed it. So that's going to do it for this review, though. If you've ever ridden this SpongeBob SquarePants Rock Bottom Plunge, or really any other Eurofighters out there, let me know how they are in the comment section down below. Are they also rough or are they not? And when I ride those, should I review them individually or just make them a comprehensive version for and group them in with this one? Love to know your thoughts about that as well in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video, so stay tuned for much more amazing content. I got one more coaster review coming from Nickelodeon Universe, so stay tuned for that and other much more amazing content. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.